Hi guys, so we're back at the beach. Let's find some shells to turn into jewelry. So today I'm gonna try to find earring shells and then a necklace. So let's quickly see if we can find a shell. Oh wait, I think I found that. I think this one will work for our necklace shell. So let's keep that one. Let's continue looking. So we're looking for two shells that looks equal in size and in shape and so on, because with earrings you want the same thing to turn it into jewelry. So let's quickly look here. Quickly see if we find something here. But there's also a limit in size. See, that's a beautiful one. It's not gonna work for what we're gonna do. Wait, wow. Look at this beauty. We'll turn him into a necklace sometime. Huh. Here's another one of those. Some beautiful shells today. Whoops. Look at this one. Beautiful. But our main task, I think I found one. I found the earring set, guys. Look. So here's this white one. And then here we have another one. Okay. There we have our shells, guys. Just that you're gonna look at the beach quickly. It's beautiful today. The waves are crashing and everything is just gorgeous. So, let's go turn these shells into jewelry. Hi guys, so unfortunately those shells that we found on the beach to turn into earrings were too thick. So, instead, I'm not gonna let you down and not make any earrings. So we'll just be making these shells into earrings instead. So let's start with our necklace. Let me just get so I have my drilling ball with the shell. Let's hope that this shell isn't too thick as well. So I'm using my Dremel. Now this is a Ryobi Dremel. Now we use it to drill holes into the shells. Okay, so I'm just gonna try to quickly get some water into the shell. And then I'm quickly gonna drill a hole. So let's start drilling. There we go, guys. Let's just rinse this off. Whoops. There we go. So you'll see there's our little hole. So keep blowing it. There's our hole for this shell. We'll drill these holes later. So let's start by making this capable of coming onto a necklace. So I'm just gonna use these loops, which I'm going to use to put this on a necklace. So we're gonna open this loop. So let's open, take the shell, place it through, and we're gonna close it. Just making sure it's closed. And there we go. Now we have our shell prepared. Now So this time I have some scrap necklace lines. So this already has a loop with the crimper on. I'll show you later on this point what the crimper is and what it will do. So this is 60 centimeters long, which I'm going to use for the necklace. So I'm quickly gonna just get my beads for this one. So I thought maybe we can place maybe just the black with these beautiful purple ones, and let's see. Why don't we do something sunny, like these bright yellow ones? I'm just gonna pick one more. There. So let's turn this then into our necklace. So we're gonna start by taking our thread and start threading it through. I'm gonna put these first. Okay, it's placed. Now let's place the silver rock or the yellow rock, which will show sunshine. Then we're gonna place this beautiful rock bead. Then we're gonna place this black bead. And now, then we're gonna just thread it through our shell. And then we're gonna reverse the pattern so that it's equal on both sides. So we're gonna put the black first instead of the orange one, then the purple. Okay, purple one is placed, then the yellow one. Come here, Houston. Now this yellow one is much flatter, oops, than the other one, but that shall be fine. It's still yellow for the sunshine. Then we're gonna place this bead. And there we go. What do you guys think of that? That's beautiful. Okay, let's quickly now create it into the necklace. So I'm getting a crimper quickly. So a crimper is just a little loop. It's just a little loop which we can press flat with our pliers. So let's quickly thread it. So you're gonna thread it through, and you're gonna loop the line. Then you're gonna thread it, come back here, through again. And then we're gonna just make a small loop like that. At that point, I don't want to waste so much of my line, so I'm just gonna make it a bit more smaller. Okay, there we are, like that. Now I'm gonna take our pliers, nom 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 nom, and we're gonna press it flat. There we go. There we go. And it's pressed flat. Now I'm just gonna cut this end off so that it doesn't irritate the customer. Okay. Now I'm quickly gonna get my lobster claw and 2 loops. So the first loop we're going to take, and we're going to open it and thread it through my lobster claw, and then we're gonna thread it through the one end of the line. Oops, jumped out. And now we're gonna close it. Go. So the lobster claw is connected to the one end. Then I'll just open this side and connect it to the other end, close it, press it flat. I press it flat to secure the loop so that it doesn't just bend open. And there we go. There is our beautiful shell necklace, and yeah, now let's make the earrings. So let's make that earrings. So we have our beautiful shell here. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna press it flat so that it just comes apart. There we go. Look at that, beauties. Okay, so let's make holes in them. I'm not gonna lie to you, when I started my business, so I used to drill holes in these beautiful shells with a screwdriver when I was beginning. So please don't do that. Even though it worked perfectly, you're not supposed to use screwdrivers to make holes in your shells. That's what's the Dremel for. But if you can't buy a Dremel now, that is fine. I will make later on a tutorial of how to make earrings and necklaces, that if you want to start this kind of business, you can. Okay, so I'm gonna start my Dremel here. So let's create those holes. Okay, that comes through. Next one. Ow. Bloody Dremel. Alright, so let's just place our ball head. So if you can see, there's our two itty bitty holes. Okay, so now we're gonna get our loops to make, oops, one extra. Okay, now let's just get my pliers. Open up this loop and place the loop through. Now I'm not going to close this loop yet, because I have a plan later, which you will see what my plan is. Grab that. There we go. So now we're going to take these beautiful blue beads, and I'm just gonna make a small little earring bead on top of the shell. So I have these two earring sticks, or sorry, not sticks, wires. There we go. And then I have my two earring hooks, and then two loops again for the earrings. I keep throwing three. Why do I keep throwing three? I'm three today. Okay, so we're gonna start by taking this little cables and place our bead just through like that. Okay, so then I'm just gonna bend it close, just like that. So then it looks like this. So it's just little two loops and this beautiful bead in the middle. So let's just do it with the other one as well. No, my pliers got stuck, man. Stuck, I tell you. Okay, there's the other one. Now this one doesn't move around that much, but that's okay. will be fine there. Okay, now I'm gonna, remember I told you I'm not gonna close these loops. It's for this reason. So we're gonna place now this one in, like that. Okay. And then we're gonna close my loop. Which means it is then, oops, upside down shell. It's then like this, which is, I think, beautiful. Okay, let's just set these aside. So I think this is the first time I actually just put one bead on. Usually it's a lot of beads or none. But I thought, let's get creative and just place one bead, just to bring a little bit pop. And I saw those blue stones that would work perfectly with our shells. So there we go, there's that 2 done. I'm gonna take our loops. Oops, I dropped one. Gonna bend it open. Okay, place it through, loop, and place our earring hook in. Now, interesting thing about these shells, that your earring hooks must look at each other when you place them on the table. Your earring hooks needs to be straight and must look at each other. If they don't look at each other, if you're wearing it, the one shell will face right up and the other one upside down, which means it's not gonna look pretty. So then you see the back side on the one side and then the front side on the other. So we don't want that. That's why it's important to make sure that your earring hooks are looking to each other. They're looking at each other in the eye. So let me just quickly show you. You'll see now it's straight. There, the loops and everything is straight. If I place it on the table, it's straight. So my hooks are looking at each other, which means when you're wearing it, it will face these sides up and not down, which is good. If you turn these 2 sides, now if you turn them around when you place them in, both sides backs will show instead of fronts. So it's not going to be a mix. And there we have it, guys. Wow, that was quickly. I forgot how quickly earrings go. Earrings is the fastest thing I think you can make with these. Was a really fast earrings. But there we go, guys. And thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.